Today, we're going to show you the finger foods we ate on New Year's Eve, the meals we ate on New Year's Day, everything we made step by step, even our little trip to the grocery store. This is the Busy Vegan Mom. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you want more of our videos to pop up on your feed, and hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. So we are going to the first grocery store, which is Walmart, and it is right by my house. Berkley's got her little shopping cart, and so she's got her cart, I've got mine. And we are getting the things to make I think we're getting all of our stuff here. We're going to do one more stop after this. Of course, Berkley wanted to get a few apples. We got to put some stuff in her cart too. So we got some nice juicy Honeycrisp apples. They're really good right now. It is winter where I live, and I'm in Texas in the United States, and they just taste really good right now. So this is not typical for us usually. We don't buy the processed meats or the fake cheeses usually, but we want to have a fun little finger food menu for us tonight. And so it's the New Year's. Why not splurge a little bit? And it's just one night. We want to make vegan pigs in a blanket, and I'm getting some other veggies to make some cabbage soup. I'm also going to make a black-eyed pea dish. If you have heard there's this tradition on New Year's Day where at least it is in my family year, to eat cabbage and black-eyed peas because it brings good luck into the new year. But I love this because these are vegan foods, so I fully support it. And so sadly, not sadly because it ended up working out for our benefit, but at both stores that we went to, they were completely sold out of black-eyed peas. So you see, this is a widely practiced tradition.
One more store, Berkley. Okay? Ready? Okay.
So now we're going into H-E-B. Some of the other things we got at the last store we were at were vegan refried beans, and you saw the vegan cheese. That was going to go for a bean dip that I used to make. That was one of my best friends' mom's recipe, and I'm going to share that with you later. It is so good, and I veganized it. And so look, the store is sold out of black-eyed peas as well. So we're just going to be using canned ones. I'm just doing a little crock pot dish, and it ended up turning out amazing anyway. So the one thing that we were lacking, that we had to come here for sure, was the vegan cream cheese. And I normally will get that like at Target or a different store, but we went and got it at H-E-B. I looked it up first to make sure they had it. And now we are back home so we can start working on our finger foods for New Year's Eve. So it's like a New Year's Eve party. It's just me and Berkley. And first I'm going to start with the bean dip. So I'm obviously making a mistake here. I don't know why sometimes I will attempt to use this big spatula to get stuff out of a can. And then I do it and I go, oh yeah, I shouldn't have done that. It literally feels like the spatula is going to peel off. It's a gross feeling. I'm like, why did I do that? So I grabbed my spoon. I just have a large baking tin here. And so we normally make a double batch, or we always made a double batch of this back in the high school days. This is a recipe that I have never forgotten, and it's just so amazing. Berkley is helping and cutting up some carrots. We're going to end up putting those in the fridge and use those for our dish tomorrow. Our friends at Forager Project had sent us some vegan sour cream that, by the way, is so good, and it was perfect because vegan sour cream is actually hard to find, and so I had some left. I would have used a full container, but I had been already eating it throughout the week, and so I just used what I had left to go into our bean dip. And so you see I did 4 cans of the regular sized vegan beans because they don't make the big huge super cans of the vegan beans that I was getting. And then you take a big container of paste salsa. Yeah, you remember paste. Here's my vegan cream cheese. I'm going to just be softening it up just a little bit in the microwave, so that way it's a little easier. It's much easier than regular cream cheese. It doesn't get as stiff. And I'm just going to plop those into our pan, and you like it to be thick and chunky to where there's like these little chunks of the cream cheese in the dip when you're eating it. It is so good. And typically you would get 2 bags of 2 bags of shredded cheese, but I was just trying to stick in a budget and not overdo it. And so I got 1 bag of vegan shredded cheese. So I'm going to end up mixing half of that in there and see how everything just you see the salsa, the beans, and all the white chunks, but this is like what it's supposed to look like. You want this big chunky texture. And like I said, with the shredded cheese, the Follow Your Heart is a more, if you were to pick a healthy brand from vegan cheese, I do appreciate this one. and it typically will melt pretty well. So I put half of it in there to mix it up, and then we're going to put the remainder of that cheese on top in a big thick layer. And like I said, generally you would do 2 bags. One goes in there and mixes all together and the other on top, but I was just not going to do that this time. So here it is. I've got the oven preheated at 350. Now that will go in to bake for 30 minutes, or you can even leave it longer than that if you wanted to. I would think 30 minutes to an hour. I couldn't remember how long it was supposed to be left in. I thought it was 30 minutes, but I don't know if I let it sit too long afterwards, but I was like, it could have gone in probably a little longer. I mean, you're just heating up beans, and so it's nothing. You can heat it up as long as you want. So we are also making vegan pigs in a blanket. So clearly, you guys, this is not a typical meal for us. We don't like to do the process, but this is one day. It's a celebration. Why can't we join in on the fun too? I've got the little Pillsbury crescent rolls here. I'm rolling it up from the wrong side. It was supposed to be from the fat side or from the thick side first, but oh well, it doesn't matter. They're all going to taste the same, and they all still looked great. And so Berkley is actually helping me cut up the hot dogs. The babysitter will give her vegan hot dogs sometimes. I've never bought these ever. So she saw them and was like, hot dogs, and was like wanting to eat them out of the package. And so I let her have like one. I didn't know how many we were going to need for our little pigs in a blanket here, but yeah. So these only took 15 minutes, and so I let the bean dip go first. Now look, see, it's out of the oven, and now we're going to put these in also at 350 for 15 minutes, and we're outside waiting, doing some feet on the ground time and the sun, and I'm eating some leftover fruit and getting some love here from my baby. Here's our pigs in a blanket. Aren't those so cute? They were literally so good. Berkley really liked them too. She was calling them hot dog piggies.
Time for the first bite. Tastes like high school.
I wish you could try that bean dip with me. It is so good. I brought some to work when we were back at work and let my friend Sammy, who works in the office with me, try some. She took a bite. She goes, "Excuse me?" because she thought it was so good. And so it's New Year's Day now. I'm going to be working on that cabbage soup and our black-eyed peas in the crock pot. Now, this is a special type of black-eyed pea recipe. This calls for sweet potato and kale. I've never seen black-eyed peas made like this before. So I am super excited to see how these are going to turn out. I just know they're just going to be so nutritious all the way around. And, we're using the canned beans, so it doesn't have to stay in the crock pot quite as long as if I was using the plain, the dry beans. That's the word I was looking for. So I'm cutting up some sweet potatoes. Berkley is helping too with her little serrated knife set. This was just the best thing ever. She's been such a great help. Like literally she cuts them in the pieces that I need, and I get to use them. So I'm really getting some help here in the kitchen, and it's so nice. So she helped me add most everything in here into the pot. Of course, not the onions. I did a little bit of sauteing of the onions and the garlic first. She is helping me add our veggie broth into our slow cooker. I'm a slow cooker gal. I love a crock pot. I don't deal with an Instapot just because I've been told it's complex. It looks complex to me, and so my brain works well with crock pot because it is either warm, hot, turn it off, turn it on. I love crock pot meals. Adding some bay leaves. Here are our organic kale greens. We keep these frozen in the freezer so that way we can use them as we want for our smoothies, just because I love to buy it fresh, but gosh, it goes bad so fast and it just starts to smell. Even in the freezer bag it can start to smell. I'm like, I don't know. I guess that's how you know it's real. It can go bad. It doesn't, stay fresh as long. I don't know, but nonetheless, kale is a superfood. I love to get into our bodies in some form or fashion, and I love how it was going to be cooked down in this dish here. That way, I tried to take out all the stems, but there were still some, and you could eat them because they were so soft. So I'm doing the cabbage dish, and so I've got my big pot here, onion, garlic, and I think there was there thyme? No, yes, there was thyme in this. And, I'll link the recipe for all of it below so you can make this too. You would love it. This actual recipe called for a green head of cabbage, but I love me some, I call it purple cabbage, but obviously it's red cabbage, but it's purple in color, so I love to call it purple cabbage. Purple cabbage is just my jam. You get tons of anthocyanins, which is just a disease-fighting compound that works wonders for your body. I prefer it over regular cabbage, and I love it. I love it so much. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Like, look at the colors. And your fire roasted tomatoes, I don't know if you saw, I added those in there. Those are always a great add-in for a soup. They can make a soup, they take it to the next level, So I used to love, there's been many winters that I have, especially since Berkley has been born, that I've made beautiful soups like this, and they're just so nourishing and so good for you during the cold days. But our purpose today is our cabbage soup, because it's what's supposed to help to bring in abundance for the new year and money, and your black-eyed peas are to bring in good luck. And so I just sealed in my intentions in my food. For me, I think of an abundance of health and wealth, and just how these foods are going to serve my body. I even got to share some of this, not the black-eyed peas, but I shared some of the cabbage soup with the babysitter, brought her some, and she loved it. And it just made me so happy to share. Thank you guys for being here. I'm so glad you watched our New Year's video. If you want to support our channel further, you can always go to buymeacoffee.com and follow us on Instagram at The Busy Vegan Mom. And make sure you hit like and subscribe. Leave us a comment. Let us know where you're from. Thank you for being here.